Welcome back to Universal Recaps. Today we are looking at the American thriller movie called The Thinning. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to support the channel out. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy. It's 2039 and the world is overpopulated. The human as a race is dying. The United Nations makes an announcement that every country needs to decrease their population by 5%. To make that happen, United States comes up with the plan called The Thinning. In this plan, every student needs to take a specific test every year. In this exam, if you are injected by drug and get killed. Lena Michael is tutoring a child called Simon. Simon struggles to solve an equation and asks Lena for something. It's contact lenses and she give it to him. When Simon puts them on, now he can solve all the equations. Another place we see Edward Blake Redding. He is the son of the Texas governor, Dean Redding. He gets out of his house to meet his girlfriend Ellie Harper in his car. Blake speaks about the exam they have very next day. Ellie is not confident about the test, but Blake tells her that she will be fine. While that, Dean's guards finds Blake and takes him to his office. Blake's father is really disappointed in him for not focusing before the exam day. Dean thinks that Ellie is distracting him of important matters. The next day, it is the day of the examination. Students are waiting for the exam. Before it begins, they have to go through a tight security system. Blake approaches Lena to get one of her contacts, but she doesn't have any more pair. Kellen Woods, Lena's friend, and she is in the line to take an exam. Some student has cheating material written on his arms. When he gets caught, he tries to run, but the guard catches him. So far, there hasn't been even one person who managed to cheat or ran away from the exam. Blake and Ellie meet for one last time before exam begins. The exam starts. Everyone got 2 hours to finish the test. Exam begins and everyone starts solving the exam on their tablets. The first one who manages to finish the test is Lena. Her friend Kellen is struggling with it. When the test ends, the results are out on the spot. The tutors call out students who failed the exam. Everyone's anxious about the result. The ones who failed are taken by the guards. There are people crying and resisting the guards, and few tries to escape. If people try to run, then they get beaten by the guards. Blake, Kellen, and Lena manage to pass. One of the last names is called out and they find out that Ellie didn't pass the exam. The guards take her away. Blake calls his father for help, but he tells him law is applicable for everyone. Blake tries to save Ellie. No one can escape the exam, and that's the case for them as well. 1 year later, and it is 24 hours before the thinning exam. Lena's little sister is taking the exam for first time. The doorbell rings. It's Ms. Birch, the woman who's been taking care of Lena and her sister like her own since their mother passed away. She tries to calm Lena down, who's struggling with the fact that her little sister Corny will be taking the deadly exam soon. While all this, Blake is recording a video in his room. He is planning on writing all the wrong answers in the exam to fail, so his father can realize the mistake he made when Blake asked him for his help. The day of the test arrives again. Lena drops her sister to school. In Corny's class, the video was shown to explain about the Earth's condition and how human race needs to reduce the population by 5%. It also gives an example of how some countries' couple are allowed to have only one child and other countries are executing older generation. In the US, they decided to keep the smart ones. The children who are watching this video are no exception as well. Exam begins. Teachers who are observing them are upset because they know that some of these children would be executed today. Lena's sister passes the test. Kellen and Lena takes their test too. Blake's dad finds the video and is anxious about what can happen to Blake. He calls the manager Mason King to order that whatever the score might be, Blake has to pass the test. He switches Blake's paper to Lena's one and she fails the exam, which is a big surprise for the class. Ms. Birch tries to stop the guards from taking Lena, telling them there must be something wrong with the system, as Lena is one of her best students. But the results are final and it cannot be changed. She gives Lena the key card so she will have a chance to run away. Blake is in a shock that he didn't fail the test. The ones who passed the exam are ready to party. Dean is announcing his presidency for becoming the president of the America. He is making a speech about their system have proven to be the best and effective. They are the best in educational system among 196 countries. The crime rate is also decreasing. Blake is listening to his father's speech and can't digest what he is saying. He leaves the party and beats the guard for the control room down. Lena, who's been taken to the other room for execution, is going through the process of decontamination. Blake, who's in the control room, cuts off the electricity, and whole school go dark. Taking advantage of this situation, the students who's about to get executed tries to escape. None of them succeeds except for Lena. She manages to use the key card she had to leave the room. Mason, the manager, and is working on the head count when they realize that Lena ran away and starts looking for her. Blake finds Lena and helps her. They talk and realize that something was done to change their results. To hide, they go inside the vent. They start to follow the cables for the server so they can confirm their results. The whole school is under lockdown due to having no power. News about what's happening in the school gets broadcasted and parents starts getting concerned. Blake's father calls Mason to inquire about the situation. Passing through the vent, the part of it breaks and Blake falls into the swimming pool. Lena follows after him. She helps him get out of the water, but he is not breathing. With CPR, she manages to save him. They manage to reach the server room, but the guard is in the front of the door. Lena's keycard falls in front of the guard. He doesn't notice this, but Lena needs to collect it back. Blake and Lena makes a plan to retrieve the card back by using the equipment in the lab. But while doing that, guard notices the sound. Lena manages to get back to the vent, but Blake is still in the lab. Lena manages to get a keycard back with Blake. The guard tells Mason about Lena and Blake and how they had keycard with them. Mason gathers all the teaching staff to question about the keycard. Ms. Birch manages to grab a keycard from one of her co-workers. But this leads to Mason suspecting the other teacher of helping Lena out. Mason starts beating the teacher so he would tell where Lena is, but he insists that he doesn't know anything. Lena is finally at the server room for answers she is looking for, but the system is locked with the password. She contacts Kellen, who is good at hacking and computer systems. Once Lena got access to the system, she finds out she had passing marks but still failed, and Blake, who failed the test, was passed. Also, she finds out that Ellie, who got executed last year, had passing marks but she was failed at the test. Lena figures it out that the thinning test is corrupt and Governor has been failing whoever he wished dead. To keep the evidence, Lena sends the file to Kellen while that Mason catches her. Blake is in disguise as a guard trying to help the students who's going to get executed, but the other guard catches him. Kellen, with the help of her friend, sends the evidence to the news channel. After the news of corrupt system gets out, Dean has been threatened that his presidential candidacy would be taken. Still trying to cover up his corruption, he tries to put everything on Mason. Lena and Blake with other students are in the room for execution. Mason calls Dean to confirm if he can go through with the execution, but Dean tells him to execute only students who have actually failed the test, including Blake. Blake and Lena says goodbye. The students and Blake gets executed. Couple of hours later, the bodies of executed students are taken underground, but they show that they aren't actually dead. In underground, there's many people working free labor, and Blake finds out Ellie is one of them. The whole idea of the thinning was to make people believe that they are dead and get free slaves to work on different jobs. This was planned all along by the government. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to support the channel out.